Subscribe to LearnCap and hit the bell icon to get notified.
See what I told you. Now whatever document is issued by the department will have unique identification number. See, this is that number. Okay, DIN number, you can see here, DIN number. So department will also issue a DIN number. That is one thing. This is how your intimation looks like. Intimation under section 143(1) looks like. There will be two columns that I told you. Information provided by the taxpayer and computed as per 143(1). And any increment which happens from here to here, please understand, any increment which happens from taxpayer information to any updation which happens from here to here will not be subject to penalty, because this is the auto correction. In my case, this assess's case, gross salary computation they have considered. You can see the net salary is same in the both case. House property 0, 0. Income from other sources same. Whatever we have shown is accepted by the department. Okay. ATC we claim 1,50,000, department allowed 1,50,000. Tax detail. Tax payable on total income 190, 190. Okay. Tax payable after rebate, no rebate. Surcharge not added. Health and education says added. Gross tax liability they have computed. Relief is not available. Now interest. 234A interest they have not charged because this was the return filed within the time limit. But B and C interest is applicable. See, 234B and 234C interest they have charged. Already we have paid this particular interest, but they have increased our interest. Please understand, they have increased our interest. 234B and 234C they have increased our interest. Because of this my demand have changed. Total interest is different here, and total interest that we have considered is different. When I computed tax, I have paid tax of only 14,030. See, because according to my calculation, the assessee was supposed to pay only 40,030. Already this much amount was deducted as a TDS. This was my calculation because it was shown on the portal. 1,86,289 is the TDS reflected on the portal. But portal is considering only 1,65,540. Now why? God knows. Even I don't know why this has happened. So please understand, 1,86,289, 1,86,289 is the auto-populated TDS amount that I see on the portal. But now in intimation portal is saying, no, your TDS was only 1,65,000. So you have to pay additional amount of tax, which is 23,902, which is auto rounded off to 23,900. Okay. Do you understand how this happens? Two columns, at least one practical intimation you saw in your life. Now look at the notes. Look at the notes. This intimated may be treated as the demand notice. What I told you, 156 will not be issued separately. They are saying this intimation itself is a demand notice, and accordingly you are required to pay the entire demand within the 30 days of receipt. You are requested to pay demand as per the intimation through ePay link given or physically through authorized branch. If you consider that the part of intimation required to be rectified, you may request the rectification under 154. Rectification is possible. If you feel this particular is not correct, then you can seek the rectification under 154. And this is the reason of mismatch, the TDS mismatch they have given. Unmatched TDS. You may contact your jurisdictional AO, and they are saying before contacting department, you yourself check the form 26As. This is a challan they have already created. They auto create challan and they give us so that we can just pay the challan. Finally, we just have to pay the challan. So this is one practical intimation I wanted to show you, because when you learn from practical, no, see, if this was a regular batch, we would have done so many things, but we are left with very less time, and I wanted to use this 1 hour time. I wanted to invest the time in faceless assessment. Okay, because if I just keep jumping on this section to that section, you will not understand many things, because assessment is a very big chapter. Already we have touched upon penalty and many things. Let us finalize the faceless assessment, because that is something is very new, very much expected in exam with effect from 1st April 2021. It is going to be applicable throughout the nation mandatorily. There is no choice now. And what I told you, you should tell yourself, you should convince yourself that now it is not possible to the assessee to meet AO. Not possible. And because assessee cannot meet AO, and I have already shown you the speech given by Prime Minister in respect of this section, believe me, he is very much serious about it. This particular meeting should not happen. No matter what you do, you are not going to meet AO for any time from 1st April 2021 onwards. You will never know who is your AO. So much of secrecy will be kept through National Faceless Assessment Center. Okay. So the first body in faceless assessment that you need to understand is the National Faceless Assessment Center, NFAC. Okay, we will, in short, we will call it NFAC. So what is NFAC? National Faceless Assessment Center, which is the centralized body directly under Ministry of Finance. This particular body will be working. National Faceless Assessment Center will create a regional assessment center. As of now, according to my knowledge, they have created around 30 regional faceless assessment center in all major cities of India. All major cities of India are under regional faceless assessment center. So please understand how this is going to work. There is a National Faceless Assessment Center, and then there are small regional Faceless Assessment Center. Am I clear with first two bodies? This is too much of data, too much of new thing you are going to learn. Please, we will go little slow here. There is a National Faceless Assessment Center, which is a centralized body. Under that, there are around 30 regional city-wise Faceless Assessment Center, and in every regional Faceless Assessment Center, there are 4 units. Unit 1 is the assessment unit, Unit 2 is the verification unit, Unit 3 is the technical unit, and Unit 4 is a review unit. See how many departments are involved now in your assessment. Okay, please try to by heart. How many units are there? Assessment unit, verification unit, technical unit, and review unit. If I tell you their job, then it will be easy for you to remember. Final assessment order will neither pass by the assessment unit or verification unit or technical unit or review unit. Final assessment order now will be passed by NAFC, National Faceless Assessment Center. Final order will be passed by whom? National Faceless Assessment Center. Sir, how is it going to work? Please consider this as a connecting point. National Faceless Assessment Center is a connecting point. National Faceless Assessment Center is a connecting point. So what is the connecting point? Assessee is on this side and department is on that side. Okay. Now whatever assessee has to say, he will submit on National Faceless Assessment Center, and this document will be given to the AO. Whatever AO demands, he has to give to the National Faceless Assessment Center. National Faceless Assessment Center will take that particular document from the assessee. Do you understand this this particular body? If you understand share market, you will easily come to know about this. In share market, you never know who is your seller and who is your buyer. Is it right? In share market, you never know from whom you are buying the share, because everything is handled by stock exchange. Stock exchange is the intermediary, and therefore in here also, in this case also, the communication point is National Faceless Assessment Center, and therefore we don't know who is on that side and they don't know who is on this side. Beautifully it is created. If you are really interested in taxation matters, you will enjoy reading this. I don't know how many of you have handled the assessment, but in my life I have handled few assessment. I should not say many assessment, but I have handled few assessment, and let me tell you, my dear friend, income tax officers are not good. Majority of them are corrupt. In fact, whoever I have met in my assessment time, everybody was corrupt. Everybody had demanded money. We have given money to majority of them. only in 1 or 2 cases where it was too much demand, we have filed the appeal. Okay. Otherwise, majority time, whatever we have done in practical life, yeah, this is fact, everybody knows that. Cochin officers are very cool. That's good, Vishnu, you have good experience. It's not that everybody, see, in my life, I met only one officer, CIT appeal level. That person was so cool. He was like almost like model. He was having muscles and very much fit and fine. There was a spark on his face, not ready for any adjustment. I went with the file there, I submitted the file. He already know what is there in the file. He gave me the list of documents and I tried to communicate with him. You try to interact with him, to adjust certain things. I asked him, sir, but these documents are like very difficult to get. Can we adjust? He said, no, then pay the tax. He had given me the list of documents, this much document you are supposed to submit in this many days. I said, sir, it is very difficult. Can we just talk about some other adjustment? He said, okay, adjustment is there. No, the demand is already there in your hand. Go and pay the demand. You are having 2 options, he said. Pay the demand, finish the matter, or submit the documents. Whatever is comfortable to you, you do it. Hardly 3-4 minutes he gave me. Not more than that. No discussion, nothing. So very few people are there. But practically I am telling you, everybody was corrupt. Now there are many chartered accountants, many tax consultants, many lawyers. They have lost their business and they are very angry on the government. Not only chartered accountant, tax consultants and all, officers, department officers, they are extremely angry on government move. Literally, when I was there in income tax department on one fine day, one lady income tax officer, she came from some meeting, they have the conference and all, no. I was waiting for her in her cabin. She came, she took the file in her hand, she threw that file on the desk and she used abusive word, I'm telling you, very bad word against Mr. Modi. Very bad word. Even boys will not use that word, that kind of word. Because these people are so frustrated now that they have become officers by paying lot of under table money. Do you understand? Getting government job and specifically income tax job is not freely available. It's not that you are talented, you will get the job. After getting the job or during the job or for getting the promotion or for getting the right place, you have to pay under table. Lot of corruption is there in the department. That corruption is brought to zero. In that Modi speech, you must have seen that Modi doing this zero. He knows what happens in department, so he doing that zero. Now the corruption is zero. Beautiful scheme. I don't know how much I can appreciate this because I'm a faculty who teaches to the multi-states. Majority time I used to be in Kerala. Whenever notice was being served on my assessees in Mumbai, they will start dancing. Hey, notice aa gaya, you come. Now I am very much happy, whether I am in Bangalore, whether I am in Kerala, whether I am in Gurukul, my native place, I can reply to all notices and that too 24/7. There is no time restriction. 24/7 these portals are open. Online, no? From any location you can reply. Anytime you can reply. Daytime you are busy, you reply at night time. Isn't it wonderful now? From any corner of this world you can reply to the notices. Now only thing is that you need to have talent to reply to the notices. Only writing talent is required now. Understanding of the sections, understanding of case laws, understanding of your facts, and you have to have the talent to draft the case and present the case. Everything is online. Submission is online, hearing is online, and whenever you have to interact with the officer, you have to go through video conferencing center and everything will be recorded. Whatever you say, everything will be on record. Wonderful scheme. Okay. So let's look at this. There is an assessment unit and there is a verification unit. Okay. There is an assessment unit and there is a verification unit. Please understand. Assessment unit is like your AO, but it is unit. So why is it called unit? Because there is no one AO. There will be minimum 3 to 4 officers in that particular unit who is looking at your assessment. It is a team-based assessment. Okay. Identification of point of issue, seeking information and clarification, analyzing the material furnished by the assessee, and assist in assessment. They are saying assist in assessment. Their power is gone now. Power of passing order, power of putting signature is gone. Assessment unit can only assess in assessment. That's the job of assessment unit. Look at these points. Identification of point of issue, seeking the information and clarification from the assessee, analyzing the material. Now you tell me, whenever you want clarification, can this assessment unit directly contact to the assessee? You just guess. Can assessment unit directly contact to the assessee? We are creating faceless assessment. Can they connect to? No. Where will they put the demand? Where will they put the demand? Please tell me. National Faceless Assessment Center, NFSC. National Faceless Assessment Center, NFSC. So that is structure of IT people also gone. No. In the assessment unit there will be seniors. No, there will be ITO. Above ITO there will be ACDC. All those people are there. In this unit everybody is there. Okay. All officers are there. Everything is still there. Now verification unit. Please understand. What is the job of verification unit? Inquiry and the cross verification. Inquiry and the cross verification. Examine books of accounts and the witnesses. Recording the statement. Other function that may require. So this recording of the statement, taking the documents, analyzing the documents, everything is happening online, not physical. Sir, you will say, how will you record the statement of the person? Statement means talking. They will ask the question, you will reply. Ask the question, you will reply. Everything online, video conferencing. This will also done through video conferencing on recorded lines. There will be recorded lines here. Okay, next. Look at the structure, how beautifully they have evolved. Now, I told you there is a reference to valuation officer and all those provisions are there, no? In case of dispute, you can refer to the valuation officer. You remember that? Department also can take the help of other people who are expert. Hello, department can refer the case to valuation officer. Now, those valuation officers and all, they are sitting in the technical units. So, what will the technical unit do? They will assist in the technical assistant, advise on legal, accounting, forensic, information, technology, valuation, transfer pricing, data analytics, management and other technical matters. So, they will do their job, technical units. So, what is the job of review unit? He is your principal in office. In your office, he is the principal. You people will create an audit report. What is the job of principal? Before submitting the final report, what is the job of principal? Review it. Okay. So, please understand, check, yes, review the draft assessment order. Review the draft assessment order and check whether the relevant material and evidence and record everything. If the duly incorporated applicable judicial decision have been considered, everything, their job is to do that only, cross-checking and other functions necessary for the review purpose. Don't you think only by looking at this, it is going to be amazing now? Unnecessarily, assessee will not be harassed. This is, everything is happening in the department. We don't know. I am the assessee, I am sitting in my home, but they are doing lot of research on my case. But at least before giving me final order, lot of things is done. And because here many people are involved, how many people you can buy? Sir, you will say, sir, I am so rich, I will buy all the officer of assessment unit, all the units, all the officer of verification unit, all the officer of technical unit, all the officer of review unit. How many will be there? 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50. I will give 10 lakhs to each person. Still you cannot do that because final order is neither passed by technical unit, nor by review unit, nor by verification unit, nor by assessment unit. Final order is passed by, final assessment order is passed by National Faceless Assessment Center, which is located in Delhi as of now. And there you never know who will pass your order. We don't know. And allocation of this job, this might be in Chennai, this might be in Bangalore, this unit might be in Mumbai, this might maybe in Assam. Their locations are different. It's not that they belong to Mumbai. Their locations are completely different, and the job will be allocated to them on automated basis. That means they cannot choose to get the job. Job will be automatically allocated. Like in call center, what happens? If you have ever experienced call center, if you call center now and immediately if you call after 2 minutes, your call will not go to the same person. The call will go to that person who is sitting free now. Where notice under section 143(2) is not issued by assessing officer. First assumption, notice is not issued and now assessment has to start. Now who will issue the notice? AO has not issued you the notice. Now who will issue the notice to the assessee? We have to start assessment. So who will issue the notice? Come on, please tell me. By heart this word, no. National Faceless Assessment Center will serve the notice to the assessee, and now assessee will get 15 days from the date of receipt to respond. And every day assessee will keep getting reminder. You have been served notice, please respond, please respond, please respond. WhatsApp, mail, message, everything will come. Initially even call may come. You never know. Okay, that machine call, no, auto call, anything can come. So first thing is this, sir, where notice is already issued, maybe under 143(2), maybe under 144, maybe under 148. Sir, at least ongoing cases will go offline, right? At least this continued cases, whatever is happening in the country as of now, at least officer will earn from those cases, right? Do you think Modi will allow them to earn now? See, if I tell you from this particular date, if we keep the scope open, the officers will literally kill these people. Okay, so he has said, whatever is happening now in the country, all assessments will be taken over by the National Faceless Assessment Center. If assessee has filed his return under 139 in response of 142(1), or in 148 or in 143(2), or not filed return under any section or not filed any response by the assessee, now NFSC to intimate the assessee that assessment shall be completed under 144(b), that is faceless manner. Whether you have submitted the reply or whether you have not submitted the reply, whether you have responded to the notice or not, whether you have participated in the proceeding or not, after this 1/4/2021, after this date 1/4/2021, all the proceedings will be taken care by the National Faceless Assessment Center. National Faceless Assessment Center will assign the case to assessment unit. The case will go to assessment unit in any one regional assessment center. They did not say particular. Mumbai cases will go to Mumbai. No. They say any regional faceless assessment center, and that too it won't be done by human. It will be done by the automated allocation system, which is known as AAS. Because if you give the power to some particular officer to allocate the case, even that officer could have been bought. There is no scope. Modi is not leaving any scope. Please understand. He is very much sure that he has to collect taxes from the citizens now. Taxpayer charter was a background for that. Therefore, it is advisable in the country now, don't indulge in any tax evasion practices. Don't do that. Advise your parents, advise your friends, advise your seniors, advise your colleagues that we should not indulge in tax evasions. Let's become honest. Let's practice becoming honest. So that is what you should do. Everybody should pay tax. I'll be very happy to see you paying taxes, isn't it? I have already told you this. I'll be very happy to see you paying the taxes, because very few people are having that level of income where they can actually pay taxes. Good amount of taxes. If you earn good amount of money, we will pay good amount of taxes. Okay. Assessment unit request NFSC for. Now the case is assigned to whom? Case is assigned to assessment unit. Now assessment unit will send a request to the National Faceless Assessment Center. Sir, for what? for obtaining information, documents, evidence from the assessee. If they want anything, they will just give the notice to the National Faceless Assessment Center, and then National Faceless Assessment Center will issue notice to the assessee or any other person for submitting the documents, and documents will be submitted on NFSC, and then assessee will send the documents and everything on the NFSC within the time prescribed in the notice or time extended by the NFSC. Are you getting this? So, assessment unit is asking NFSC, National Faceless Assessment Center, and NFAC is asking this document from the assessee. Assessee is submitting documents. Assessee is submitting document to National Faceless Assessment Center, and National Faceless Assessment Center will give the document to the assessment unit or verification unit. Okay, assessment unit or verification unit. Let's look at this. See, conducting inquiry verification by the verification unit in a certain matter. If required, we will involve verification unit. NFSC to assign the verification unit in any one reasonable assessment center. Need not to be the same. This case is going on in Mumbai, this can be in Chennai. Okay, and sometime if the valuation and all is required, National Faceless Assessment Center will issue the notice to the technical assistant that we want technical assessment, and that also will be selected by the automated allocation system. Okay, verification unit and technical unit will send a report to National Faceless Assessment Center. So even verification unit and technical units, all these units will submit the document here. The document will be accessible to the assessee as well as department, and NFSC to send the information and report received from the verification unit or technical unit to the assessment unit, and National Faceless Assessment Center to send the document and everything to the received from the assessee to the assessment unit. Do you understand the basics now here? Basics. How basics is going to work? Understand only basics. You can see everybody is getting contacted only by NFSC, and everybody is submitting information to NFSC. Draft order will also be given by NFSC to review unit. Final assessment will be done by the NFSC only. Okay. Now next, if assessee fails to submit the document or information or any evidence asked by the National Faceless Assessment Center, or fails to comply with the notice under section 142(1), or fails to comply with the direction under 142(2)(a), what NFSC will do? Come on, tell me. If you are not responding, what they will do? Please tell me, without reading, tell me. What will they order now? You are not submitting document, you are not responding in time. What department will do? Come on, yaar, you are not supposed to. 144, no. NFSC have power to issue 144. Then NFSC shall serve a show cause notice under 144 why the base judgment assessment should not be made. Now, after getting 144, assessee may respond. Okay, assessee's response received by NFSC within the time prescribed or in extended time allowed. If the assessee response is satisfactory, then 144 shall not be done. If reply is not satisfactory, then NFSC will intimate assessment unit to make the base judgment assessment. So what if assessee will not respond to the show cause notice also? On failure, directly assessment NFSC will dictate or will inform assessment unit to go ahead and do the base judgment assessment. Do you understand the situations of base judgment assessment? There are two situations of the base judgment assessment. Earlier we have spoken about normal assessment proceedings. This is normal assessment proceedings. You have to read all these things minimum 3 to 4 times. I don't know what will come in exam. In exam anything can come. This may come. They may ask how NFSC will handle the base judgment assessment. This may come, or finalization of order may come. Let's go. On the basis of material gathered in point number 3 and 4. Point number 3 and point number 4, this point that we have discussed now, like document submitted by technical unit, document submitted by verification unit, document gathered by assessment unit, a document submitted by the assessee, all documents we will use, and then the assessment unit to make a draft assessment order. they will not finalize the order. They will first make a draft assessment order of 143.3 or 144 or 147. A 147/143.3 is written because 147, I told you no, actual assessment is 143 and 144 only. Even in 147, either 143 will happen or 144 will happen. If you cooperate, then 147 assessment will be taken care as if it is 143.3 assessment. If you do not cooperate, 147 assessment will be taken care as if it is the base judgment assessment, and therefore this is written as a slash. Okay, therefore it is written as a slash here. Let's go ahead. If the draft assessment order, in the draft assessment order, assessment unit may accept income as written. So in draft assessment order, they may accept the written. Written means whatever assessee have filed in ROI, they may accept it, or they may compute the variation. They may compute the variation to the best of their judgment, and the draft assessment order will be sent to the assessment unit to National Faceless Assessment Center. And in the draft assessment order, assessment unit will also mention the details of penalty and penalties to be initiated. Everything will be mentioned and will be given to NFSC. Now what will happen? Now NFSC will examine the draft assessment order in accordance with the risk management strategies. They are having some points. This is the artificial intelligence again. They will teach their computer that check these points. They will use the risk management strategies specified by the CBDT, including automated examination tool. I told you they will use the automated examination tool. If no variation is proposed by the assessment unit in a written income, and if the variation is proposed, what will happen now? NFSC will finalize the draft assessment order and serve on the assessee. The draft assessment order will be served on the assessee. A copy of final order, notice for the initiating penalty, if any, and demand notice, everything will be given online only. On your login portal, you can see everything. You can access all these things. Sir, if NFSC feels that this particular draft assessment order is not accurate, it has to have review, then NFSC will give this particular assessment, this draft order to the review unit to check whether the draft is correct or incorrect, and that also will be allocated by using automated allocation system, AAS will be used, and therefore you will never know who will be your review unit. Now what will happen? And NFSC will also provide opportunity of being heard to the assessee if the variations are prejudicial to the assessee. Now what will happen in all the cases? Review unit will intimate the NFSC its agreement with the draft order, or review unit will suggest the variation in the draft order. Please understand what is the job of review unit. There might be the theory on the review unit. One case is given to the review unit, draft order is given to review unit. Review unit may agree with the assessment unit, or review unit may be disagree with the assessment unit. If review unit is a disagree with the assessment unit, review unit is not authorized to interact with the assessment unit. Review unit will tell it to the National Faceless Assessment Center. National Faceless Assessment Center, very important point, National Faceless Assessment Center will assign the case to any other assessment unit other than the assessment unit which has drafted the order. So another assessment unit will come into play now. Please understand, this assessment unit is a unit other than the original unit. Are you getting this? How beautifully they have created it. Now the new assessment order will be submitted to the NFSC. Please digest whatever I have said till now. Please digest. Please try to remind it. Assessment unit will request NFSC for additional information. NFSC will send that request to the assessee. Whatever documents are given by the assessee, if it is required to be verified, verification unit will verify it. If they required assistance from the technical unit for valuation and all, they will take that assistance from the technical unit. All these people will submit the reply on National Faceless Assessment Center. Assessment unit will access that information, and by using that information, assessment unit will pass the order. That order will be called as the draft order. If assessee cooperates, great. If assessee doesn't cooperate, then base judgment assessment will happen. Before doing the base judgment assessment, National Faceless Assessment Center will give opportunity of being heard to the assessee once more. Okay. Now once the draft assessment order is prepared, maybe by using the material gathered from the assessee or by using the best judgment assessment. They will give the draft order to the National Faceless Assessment Center. National Faceless Assessment Center will put that in their automated system. They will show it to the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence will already have some parameters, some fixed questions that will be cross-checked in system only by using automated examination tool, and then the draft order may produce two types of result. One thing is that the assessment order may have variation or may not have variation. If National Faceless Assessment Center is okay with the written income or the order which whatever was passed, that order will be shared with the assessee. If they are not happy with the order, if National Faceless Assessment Center feels no, this is not good, something is wrong in the order, they will refer the order to the review unit. Review unit will review the whole order and the proceedings. They will check the all document. Now review unit may be agree with the draft order, or review unit may be disagree with the draft order. That draft order will be further sent back along with the recommendation of the review unit to the assessment unit other than the old assessment unit. Please understand. And now the new assessment will be passed. Now new assessment may be proposed with no variation, or it may be proposed with new variation. Okay. You tell me, whenever new variation happens, don't you think again assessee should be given opportunity of being heard? Here, when there is no variation, no requirement of another opportunity of being heard. But here, in all the three cases where NFSC has to provide opportunity of being heard to the assessee, assessee may file response. Wherever opportunity of being heard is supposed to be provided to assessee, assessee may file response to the National Faceless Assessment Center, or assessee will not file the response. So one is file the response, not file the response. Imagine assessee have filed a response. NFSC shall send a response to the assessment unit. Assessment unit, after considering the response of the assessee, shall make the draft order. Obviously, you know what is going to happen now. If variation in a revised draft order are prejudicial to the assessee in a comparison to the draft order or draft final assessment order, NFSC will give opportunity of being heard to the assessee again one more time. Before printing the final assessment order, again they are giving the opportunity of being heard. They have given opportunity of being heard at various level, notice level, assessment level, and now finalization level. Before finalizing also they are giving one more opportunity of being heard to the assessee. Now NFSC will finalize the assessment order as per the draft order and send the final copy along with the penalty, demand, notice, refund, everything to the assessee. That will come to the assessee. Now please understand, there is something called 144C. So what is 144C? 144C is a DRP, Dispute Resolution Panel. Okay. So this happens usually with NR. Whenever we talk about NR, we have given them a relaxation that whenever department pass this particular order, that order they were supposed to share with the dispute resolution panel. So here also they are including dispute resolution panel, that if assessee is eligible assessee, that means it is a non-resident assessee. As per section 144, a draft order has to be prepared so that assessee can file the objection to the DRP. Okay. Assessee here will not file objection to NFSC. Here assessee will file the objection to DRP, and DRP also now it is online only. It is not offline. NFSC will forward the draft assessment order or final assessment order to the assessee. If variations are made in a revised draft assessment order are not prejudicial to the assessee, if it is prejudicial, I told you they have to give the opportunity of being heard. If it is not prejudicial to the assessee, NFSC to forward the revised draft assessment order to the eligible assessee under 144C to check, and if assessee is having something to say about that order, is non-resident assessee, foreign company, then they can go and talk with DRP. But if assessee is not eligible for normal assessee like you and me, then NFSC will finalize the assessment order and give the final notice and demand order to the assessee. Eligible assessee under 144C on receiving the draft assessment order or final assessment order or revised draft assessment order file the objection to DRP. If you file the objection to DRP, NFS will forward the direction of DRP to the assessment unit, and assessment unit will prepare the draft assessment order as per the directions of DRP, and assessment unit will forward the order to NFSC to pass the final assessment order, and final assessment order will be passed including penalty notice, demand and everything. Sir, what if it is not a DRP case? Then it is very easy case. Accept the variation within the time given in 144C, or no objection is received for 144C. Then NFSC to go ahead and final the draft order to the final order and send it to assessee. NFC after completion the assessment to transfer all the electronic record to the AO having jurisdiction over the assessee. Therefore, the proceedings of AO, commissioner, everything is there. Final documents will be given to the AO having jurisdiction over the assessee for future references, so that AO will keep it safe. Assessment unit, verification unit, technical unit, review unit shall have the following authorities. So who will be there? No, Mohammed was asking, sir, what about the officer? Are they gone? No, they are not gone. In every unit, who will be there? See, additional commissioner, additional director, joint commissioner, joint director, as the case may be. Deputy commissioner, deputy director, assistant commissioner, assistant director, income tax officer. These are the AOs. These are the senior AOs. And such other income tax authority, ministerial staff, executive, consultant, even consultants can be there. You understand? Even practicing chartered accountant can be part of the assessment unit if they require. They can call the consultant. All communication among the assessment unit, review unit, verification unit, technical unit or with any other person in respect of the information, document or evidence or any other detail as may be for the purpose of making the faceless assessment shall be through the National Faceless Assessment Center. 100% communication to the National Faceless Assessment Center. All communication between National Faceless Assessment Center and his representative shall be exchanged exclusively on electronic mode, no other mode, no paper document, everything online. All internal communication should be by electronic mode only. All notices, orders to be sent electronically only. Now the letter will not come. Okay. Assessee to communicate National Faceless Assessment Center electronically through his registered account. Registered account means our login account, assessee's account, our portal, income tax portal, e-filing portal. Assessee shall not be required to appear personally. Personally is not required. Or through his representative, even CA is not required. In connection with the proceedings before NFSC or Regional Faceless Assessment Center or Technical Unit or Verification Unit, where variation is proposed in the draft order or final order or revised order, is providing opportunity of being heard, where assessee is getting opportunity of being heard, the assessee or authorized representative can request for the personal hearing to make an oral submission. Assessee saying, I'm not able to write everything. I want department to hear what I have to say. Okay, then the Chief Commissioner or Director General in charge of RFSC under the concerned unit set up, okay, for personal hearing. Such personal hearing will be conducted only through video conferencing or video telephony. Video conferencing or video telephony, and that too it will be recorded. Everything will be recorded and monitored by the National Faceless Assessment Center. Any examination or recording or statement of the assessee or any other person shall be conducted by the income tax authority in a unit only through video conferencing. CBDT to establish facilities for video conferencing or video telephony at various locations that assessee does not have video conferencing facility can use them. So it's like that, if I can say, sir, I don't have facility for video conferencing at my home, where will I go? So they are going to create some centers from where you can handle this video conferencing. In future, you can see the centers. The Principal Chief Commissioner or Principal Director General in charge of National Faceless Assessment Center may at any stage of the assessment, if necessary, transfer the case from AO. Obviously, from one person to another AO, it can be transferred. Obviously, we have to, except in a situation in point 10 above, the assessment made under section 143(1) or 144, which is not made in faceless assessment, shall be void ab initio. After 1/4/2021, any order passed by the department not through Faceless Assessment Center will be void ab initio. It has to be online. Mohammed, there are only two assessments, 143(3) and 144. Okay, there are only two assessments, 143 or 144. Now 147 will give power to department to open assessment for 4 year, 6 year or 16 year. But when 147 comes, its notice is issued under 148, and what that notice demand from you? ROI. And when you file ROI, your assessment will be either done in 143.1, 143.3 or 144 only. So there is no assessment under 147. Assessment will happen in 143 or 144 only. Yeah, 147 is serious because it is not 1 year assessment. It is multiple year assessment, and department is having evidence with them that you have evaded some tax. Okay.
Subscribe to LearnCap and hit the bell icon to get notified.